Hello YouTube, it's Omar Al-Ansari Krieger again, representative of the former Internationalist Academic Federation of the Continental Collective, now the Federation of Universal Rights. I had just a general thought that I was just contemplating and thinking about in my head about half an hour ago, and I was just thinking about really the future role of the military. And I remember I've had different discussions and just correspondences that I've established really over the information superhighway, the internet, about those who believe that the military will virtually disintegrate as the human civilization becomes much more advanced through the utilization of technology, and as mankind begins to embrace greater lengths of economic, political, and diplomatic unity in order to consolidate that greater super state. Now, that is obviously a topic or discussion matter that is very popular with conspiracy theorists, and really something that many libertarians and conservatives, really those who actually have nationalistic fever, or those that actually identify with the traditional principles that formulate, like, say, for example, here in the United States, a traditional nationalistic identity, really hope to fear and really want to avoid at all costs. But apart from that, that's not the main discussion topic. But the military in itself really seems to be a mechanism. It really seems to be an essential component of society that has been consistent with human civilization ever since the dawn of mankind, ever since the advent of the first caveman civilizations. Obviously, they did not really have real organized armed forces that they had established that governed the boundaries of their sovereignties, but something similar had arisen in the sense that gangs of cavemen would form alliances amongst themselves in the pursuit of mutual interests that related to their sense of well-being, that was directly interchangeable with their everyday survival. And in this respect, it seems that this principle alone in itself really seems to transfer over directly into the reality that we have embraced perpetually throughout the dawn of human history. I mean, really not the dawning of it, and the ancient world, the classical world, and really the modern world. And you could even argue that we're actually living at the dawn of the postmodern world. But nonetheless, this is a perpetual characteristic that has been consistent with mankind ever since the dawn of the caveman era. Therefore, and the idea, the principle, really remains the same, now that we have established that. Therefore, if we observe this principle and we realize that we just bring ourselves to the realization that war has been man's primary preoccupation ever since, as we had said, over simple reiteration, ever since the dawn of the caveman era, ever since the dawn of mankind. Therefore, if we actually try to anticipate the future of coming civilizations that are going to be much more technologically advanced, they will be able to harness really technologies that we can't even fathom in the immediate present. Will it be necessary to retain a military in that future environment? It just seems that the military is not only a institution, if you want to call it, a social pillar, societal pillar, that is really necessary for establishing its war machines and sending itself overseas to acquire new territories for the nation state, quote unquote, in question. But really the military seeks to protect the sovereign borders and reinforces the authority of the government whenever necessary. That's not necessarily to imply that some sort of draconian measure is looming in the foreground, but nonetheless the military is able to enforce the rules of law and reinforces the sovereign boundaries of a given nation state. So it just seems that given these premises, the role of the military will probably become, in a sense, less offensive when it comes down to the nationalistic category, since many respects, many critics will argue, or many reactionaries will argue, that the fate of the nation state is slowly but surely dwindling, and it's only going to be a matter of time until we have these continental superstates that will be bound, working and coercing themselves really together beneath that union. But and this sense really indicates that offensive wars will not really be waged against each other, but the role of the military will be used to uphold the sense of law, order, peace, justice, and what have you, but just in a sense reinforcing that sense of sovereignty. So therefore, it seems the military will always be necessary, even in the most advanced human civilization, regardless of the technological capacity, just to reinforce government authority, just to reinforce a particular stature of a given law, or even like of a sovereign boundary. So anyway, just thought that I'd throw that out there. I hope I was actually clear with this video. I mean, if I have a difficult time communicating my points, I would actually appreciate some sort of feedback. That would be great. And as I said, I really think the military is actually an integral part of human civilization and will be indefinite throughout our progression, throughout our progression and evolution as a human civilization. Anyway, just appreciate your time and any feedback to this video. Thank you.